have.
Nah, I always say that if you're, I don't mind people criticizing the players for like a player or whatever, but once you start criticizing the players on their appearance and making it personal, then we're gonna ban that because it just makes too much toxicity. So yeah, because if one guy says it for free and then doesn't get banned, then everyone else is gonna do it. Okay. Damn. All right, I'm cheering for FNATIC. No, I'm kidding.
With a double opening, the flash helped him out for the second, but the first was all him. Little bit of space taken by Heretics in response, but a 5v2 that they're now left in.
Yeah, they did I think they did the exact same thing in the pistol versus Liquid.
Let's just cheer for good VALORANT. Go VALORANT. No, I'm kidding. Actually, no, I'm not kidding. What am I saying?
And an almost.
What do you mean you're kidding? I'm serious. I will hope for a close game.
But bear in mind, Kayak's low. And Miniboo, when you talk about statistics, when you talk about ACS, this has been the guy throughout the season that's been able to take rounds home in scenarios that never should have been. With this crossfire,
oh, what the f? Curved the bullet.
But the first one
he curved his bullet.
No? The next two might be a little bit
Wait,
tougher.
There's no way he can win this, though. I'll say it. Call me a jinx, tell me what you want. He can't win.
Heretics, a strong squad when it comes to that pistol round win rate. See if it can be converted by the crossfire in play. Chronicles contact and the swing from Crash. He's down below.
Holy
it was Miniboo going diving in towards him.
Yeah, they have so much of the information.
Here's the danger.
They're even going to steal an
I could hit
two,
Radiant if C-Dog was calling for me. Okay.
A few spots on the map. There could be less saying that. Rian's is the first to take
nice
control,
shot.
but Chronicle at range should have them dead to rights. Obviously not wanting to overface, but here's the steps coming and just farming up those orbs. Eventually,
wait, what?
It's going to get over
wait, what?
And this
Guys?
could be a problem. That's now the rifle. Look at the guns that are left for FNATIC. They've only got the pistols remaining.
Oh, no.
Wait. This is all falling apart.
Boaster's got a chance. It's still going to hurt the economy,
No!
but oh, never mind. He can't pull it back in their favor. The round 2 response.
That's a bad round to lose. Whenever I lose eco after winning pistol and ranked, I'm tilted. And it happens a lot.
Pistols left behind. You now look at the economy available.
What?
I guess it doesn't matter. I guess the Classic is a much better gun than I'm giving it credit for.
FNATIC coming into this game at least the best anti-eco team in the league. Well, that statistic just took a big hit in a big game as well. Trying to fight back with an eco of their own. At least for now, it looked good. A Classic found the opening. Alphier shows the Guardian. Put some credits on the line and the reward. Well, it's looking decent with Heretics already feeling the burn. Moving into the A site though, filling in a lot of space here. Will give them an opportunity to grab that plant. They still have to get past Crashies, but again, it's only the Classic in his hands. Boaster coming into position, only a Sheriff.
I think fighting back in is always going to be that little bit more difficult. Utility to try and hold them into place. And, well, it's not the prettiest of shots. Rians does well, but the spike has been dropped to the deck. Still though, now back into a 2v2 scenario.
Crashes inside, has a Vandal.
A little bit of extra space. He's been in top form as of recent games, but this is still not an easy position to get out of.
Covered weapons for FNATIC.
Wow, what a stun, man. That's so annoying to die like that. Bro, the stun. I hate Neon. I hate Neon so much. I don't think you understand. Ads? Really?
Got the job done, lads.
Ah, yes.
He learned that one.
Look at them.
Put out a little early there for me. All good.
I didn't turn them back on, no. Are they trolling? I didn't turn them back on. Once it turned on, no, I didn't.
This time, though, Kayak on the other side.
Must have not been off at all.
Found it.
That's my guess.
A gap around the edge of the cam.
Okay, here we go.
I don't think Benji's gonna have any idea that he's here. And it's not the prettiest of shots, but Kayak is still standing.
Somehow, yeah,
nice
he gets there in the
shot.
end. Alphier above the smoke onto Miniboo, and now the numbers in FNATIC's favor. The weaponry there, the ult's online, and it's the neural theft finding the information. Big swing from Kayak. Shots, though, just not landing. And a Rolling Thunder in response is going to slow down that main take. Woot still flying under the radar up
This
top.
game is so crazy now, bro. With the
steps as he swung out wide, and with Boo tagged low, this
Who's
round
dead?
can easily fall apart for Heretics.
What? He gets one like that?
Stand out in the middle of the open. And he will find one.
Time? Guys,
HP.
time?
That's as solid
Time?
as you could hope for, but
Time?
being rooted leaves Rian's alone. The last man standing.
Wow,
Players all around, but he isolates it to just Chronicle. The time ticking. And
wow,
it's
they had
already
time
gone.
actually, but
The headshot confirms
oh my god.
A Red Bull clutch.
Nah,
for
these
a
guys are pro for a reason,
3-1
no?
lead.
These guys are pro for a reason.
Collected and easy. He made that look.
Unlucky. Or not unlucky. It's,
Top of the other
I mean, it's
team is
unlucky, yeah.
Alfier's former teammate, looking on as his friend of old. Outshines him here at least to start out Fracture. Heretics, 70% of times they play an opponent's map, they steal it away. Alpha fire inside of main. He finds
get out of there.
He's dancing.
He's gonna go back in. This crazy guy. Oh my. Like a wrecking ball. What's happening? What's happening, bro? I'm getting dizzy.
Now the players are coming back up through main. This south side push from A main.
Nah, this is too crazy. I hate this game, bro. Bro, back in my day, it used to be a couple utils here and there. Now it's just only util, bro. There's no gunfight.
With Armageddon available, well, not anymore.
The stun is perfect.
Takes the ult out. Even still, an immediate trade. But this allows Boo back into those post-plant scenarios. We've seen
Is that why you're not Radiant? Okay, I can easily get Radiant. It just takes time.
Chronicle has managed to slip the net into the close corner. I don't know if he's going to check it whatsoever. Just a smart play.
Camera taken out.
Maybe someone we talked about confidence issues in the past, wanting to see him get off to a good start. Of course, up against Kayak, he has been shut down in week 5 when they played each other. It was the Kayak show. Now his opportunity for redemption up against the man himself. Benji Fishy is caught in the corner, finds himself one anyways, and a little bit of extra info. Cage trying to keep himself alive. Rien's at least able to trade it out, keeping favor in Team Heretics camp, but the spike still needs to be planted. And Crashies is here waiting for that cross. For now, though, it seems like they might be expecting the rotation. Alfier steps away from the site, leaves Crashies alone, and maybe they don't want this fight. Heretics could get a free plant. In fact,
Heretics look good, bro. Might be a Heretics 2-0? 2-1? Or it's early.
All available, but chance of victory slim.
No notification when I went live? I don't know how that works.
Even getting caught by some himself.
I only killed one, but thank you.
Oh, he's getting old, needing those stretches.
Wait, he's literally stretching during the match because it's so easy. What the f? Me and Benji need to be stopped, bro. Nah.
Ghost is another highlight as well. He's had a good season individually. But struggled when it came to this matchup, maybe having to focus a little bit more
no,
with how
spam.
some of these plays can be.
Chronicle's good for it, huh? Woots is in. Woots versus Alpha. Woots versus Alpha, show me.
Fracture.
No, he's not. Oh, he's dead.
The opening advantage.
Tragic, bro.
That timing perfect.
Oh my god, that's
took a while to get there. He's a little quicker, swinging on to Boo though. Benji Fishy only got one last round. He wasn't happy with that. Steps up for a second, but not quite the third. It's Alfier to take it across the line, putting just Rien's up against the rest. They know exactly where he is. He's tripping wires. He's caught by the ult, and now he's in a fight with Kayak.
Good pinch. Good pinch.
It seems like FNATIC
Tarik, you look hella alpha today. Chill, bro. You're blowing up my spot.
It doesn't seem to work.
Bro said I look hella alpha. What is that?
They're looking for aggressive space take. Much to Rien's chagrin, he goes down to the salvos.
Damn, what a fast trade.
Quick trades back and forth. And it leaves FNATIC with the advantage. Fast rotations from that A site. We've seen this a couple times now.
This is so chaotic, dude.
To find one with a classic.
Like,
he's gonna need a
this
little
really
bit
is
more,
just a test of emotion. Like, because you get tilted every round, the ways people are dying.
It's only the sidearm that sits in hand for now.
You can recover one here.
I think just wary of what ground has been taken, though. You know where the spike is. You're always going to be nervous that
they might not both give a f. They do. The number 1 seed is pretty big.
Still only has a stinger, by the way.
Number 1 seed from each region skips Swiss stage at Toronto. So you go straight to playoffs.
The swing out from Chronicle. If he gets this kill, it could be a completely different story, knowing that his opponent was playing a range with an SMG.
For the grand finals.
Now with spike in hand, you can see Boaster's just standing in a position where he can hear any steps. If his opponent was to start running, he could make it quickly back to the A site.
Wait, they're
already starting to doubt if Boo has made that move.
Wait, Boo might be making a play.
Maybe he shift walked all the way to that north side and is now coming down through Dish.
Will Chronicle walk out when he taps bomb? Chat?
To deny 15 seconds.
He probably will now.
Boo knows the ults he's up against. Got to make a move. The plant is a tap 10 seconds, and the orbital strike.
Oh my goodness! I mean, they got the Brim ult out. I guess worth it. Not that bad.
Doesn't sound that bad, but when you realize that includes the majority
I see a lot of FNATICs. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not the best, especially for a team that has always been known for a lot of those utility setups. You'd expect that on a map of their choice, they'd be strong in it. Pace change though coming in.
Wow.
Alpha, he's been at the right time, dominating that B
Look at
side.
Alpha. He
This
went
time
up to the
swaps
box.
A, and already
I like this
that's
position.
Miniboo gone again.
We already mentioned, you know, early on.
Guys, if you have good positioning,
numbers,
that could be more than enough to drop 30 kills every game, just off of positioning.
In these last couple rounds, and on the scoreboard, as we see more bodies thrown at that site,
would you rather have really good positioning and average aim, or average positioning and really good aim? Probably the average positioning.
It's always dangerous when you see Alpha here start to giggle and have a good time down on that stage. Some more brazen plays, surely around the corner. Big stun on the Boaster. He's going to be caught again by Miniboo. Opening duel goes his way, but he's caught by Chronicle.
Chronicle is so
it's
good.
only pistols now. That ultimate was the one thing to bridge the gap. The weapon inside that cage maybe can help them out. And there it is, finally recovered by Benji Fishy. Now they've got a rifle in their hands. They've got a potential plant, but the spike goes back the other way. They think the A side is going to be an easier solution to this problem of FNATIC's quick rotations, and it has been left mostly open.
This is a absurd amount of space to be had. By Kayak, it definitely creates some awkwardness with an operator. He needs to land the immediate shot. Benji gets a kill on the other side, but Kayak is well aware.
The flank.
Another for Rians though. And again,
2v2 somehow. How is it always 2v2?
Lower purchases, with both players now having guns.
Wait, look at Rians.
With a Rolling Thunder available. It's going to come down to the timing of
what Oh my god. Is he going to jump spot again? He is. Watch. 3, 2, 1. Wait, did he see him? Oh my god. What a shot! Wait, what a shot! No? He was not even ready for this, and he got it.
And he's sent flying backwards by the Rolling Thunder. The clock
it's like mid-motion.
prove to be his
That's an
biggest
insane
enemy
shot,
so
dude.
far. As he makes his way towards this site, so much stands in his way.
Still
a stun for Rians and a big weapon in his hands. He's made the realization this round cannot be won by Kayak. And a much more passive approach to this B site. Again, though, that comes off the back of seeing these ultimates, expecting an Armageddon to clear exactly the space that it's going into. No one needs to move on FNATIC. They were already set up for this. Those spams come desperately close to taking someone down. But in the end, FNATIC survive behind those smokes. In fact, Boaster gets in front of them, hoping that Boo will make a mistake. Denying this plant,
needs help.
Seems
GG.
big attack. Boaster's pushed out. Big orbital strike.
Yeah, you think they're not going to hold the same place twice, but we're clearly realizing that that ground had been retaken.
Put your phone down. This is a family gathering. Really? You guys are family?
And finally, that plant will come in. Retreat should be impossible.
I don't even know if that's parasocial.
Boo manages to get away.
Not friends, but family.
Players though. Benji Fishy looking to hold on to the cross. Rians already eliminated by Alpha here, putting things back into that 4v4 scenario, and now looking to try and clear things together. They need to get this close position out though, and Miniboo's just looking to try and survive.
How the
but he survived.
Did he do that?
All the way back around.
These guys are too good. I'm mad.
Clear him, that spike has been slowly taken away. Chronicle with
Big
another.
Boo.
The trades coming back and forth, but still the attack have the time on their side, and with the salvos buying an extra few seconds at a peak, able to come from either side.
Oh my god!
Shots and defend Chronicle on the defuse.
Nah.
Oh man, that was unbelievable. One of the main things I'm worried about going back into that retake is the fact that Boaster was the one to fall. You lose your smokes. It was a great orbital strike by Boo. A little bit of desperation as well because he had the spike. He couldn't just go swinging through that smoke. So he uses that to buy time, to force a fight, and eliminating their smoker.
What a win.
I mean, imagine, they smoke main. They can defuse underneath their nose. Instead, one man has to hold while the other defuses. Time was desperately close. Even one missed shot there and the round goes the other way.
Those two are my favorite. Those two FNATIC coaches are my favorite.
Keeps the lead in FNATIC's favor. And they can close this out.
I don't know why, but I like their vibes.
The pistol. They looked like they were all
seem
to a
hella
good
goofy.
start, but disruption early on from Heretics has slowed down. And now it could be FNATIC's time to shine. Big pick for Kayak early. Dish control working wonders.
Boasty. Oh, Boasty, let it rain. Let it rain on him.
Try and fail.
Already. storm thrown in. Both players hit. Woot just trying to survive at the back of the site, and they know exactly where he is, clinging desperately to life. There should be no way out of this round on the side of Heretics, with Boaster adding his third to the
What a half. That was an insane half. That was too much.
We will see.
It is, though, a plan from
Big
FNATIC
pistol, yeah.
early, sending Crashies through to break that camera, leaving Alpha on north side, and now
Thank
taking
you,
advantage of the space as they heard that A main crunch. They heard a lot of utility, they
Good
heard
fun.
steps, so they know there's space, and Alpha
How?
has just walked out
Wait,
of
from
heaven,
tower.
taken down Voot with ease, and the B side open for the plans. Boaster gets a little too aggressive, punished forward, expecting a gap, and there
That's tough,
certainly was not one there.
Give it back a
But
little bit.
4v4 post plant for FNATIC as a result. The camera even spotting this two-man north side push. A lot of information now for
Let's
that
see the
attacking
retake.
side to work with.
Stun on Brian's.
Reclaim the ramp.
Benji's dead.
And Alfie already picking off Benji.
What's happening? It's so hard to
looking
watch.
like a
I don't even blame the
second pistol
observer.
Potentially going their way. They're going to have one of these fights going their way, and in fact, it's gone completely
Holy
wrong. Never count him out. The close. We'll buy that extra time. That's a
Why
bigger
am I Ghost
issue.
not
He was
doing
hoping
this?
Ghost players in, he's actually
Oh,
clipped
it's
it. And
cringe.
Aftershock as well. The two players you didn't want
Nice
to come
try.
up against in the post. It's the util rat.
Could not be
I
coming
guess it's the same for
from
observer all
behind.
games
And
though.
him being able to focus on that fight just puts another gun into the mix. They had all the information and they played off it perfectly. Heretics left with pistols, and although they may be a strong squad
Wow.
when it comes to eco rounds, I don't think the FNATIC are going to make that same mistake twice.
No, they do still have the same amount of pistols, but it also means that they can afford a little bit of extra damage. That was close.
Got a little
Nice
worried
try.
there, Tom.
Down
Wait,
to just
FNATIC are winning
21, but
9-5?
you can see immediately that rifle has been juggled over in
What's happening?
Alfia's hands for the
I didn't realize
remainder.
they were up that much.
Again, it comes down to just how much damage can they get. That's at least one for Miniboo, but anything more from this stage,
Type.
prized.
And even then, as long as Crashies is the one going down or close enough to retrieve the weapon, it doesn't really matter.
What's up, Victor?
Miniboo just now seeing that it was only a ghost that's left on the floor. And the benefit of Kayak being one of those
Guys,
players
you
that
guys
will
think
just
the
juggle over
observer
the
thinks
weapon.
about
We've
when
seen
they
a
miss
lot
the
of
kill and they
players
know that I'm
20
watching and
HP,
flaming them?
Still swinging with the rifle, making that mistake, but the
Am I in their head or
discipline
no?
on FNATIC, no surprise to see it. Hello. The orb a little more valuable to Chronicle. He'll get a chance for another. Potentially, now the spike cuts it short. Luckily, Woot didn't go swinging. That could have ended in disaster. But yeah, FNATIC
KJ?
9-5 now, converting that second round.
They'll be held
Oh,
back.
I saw you. Boo.
Looking like it's going to go back in the other direction, but it will leave them with limited amounts of time.
They're coming back to A.
40 seconds left on the clock,
Boo
and they've
and
still
Woot.
got an awful lot of ground to clear.
Oh,
Timing
Woot.
here for
Timing.
Woot. It's going to be absolutely everything. If he gets this
No,
pick, it could
you
be
gotta
a
eat
problem.
cross.
But
You didn't
Kayak has
know.
been an unstoppable force
It's fake.
so
It's
far
fake
in this map,
news.
and now just sells a
It's
ruse.
fake
You
news.
see the
It's such a good
aggression going
fake.
through on that top side of the map,
Do they know?
making that realization. Okay,
They
they're
know
going
now.
to A. Let's start clearing out the other side.
Wait,
And
look
now
at the smokes they
fall,
did. That was
and they are
good.
nowhere to be seen.
They already got rid of that camera early on inside B
Uh-oh.
main, so it's not to be worried about.
Uh-oh.
Rien's dealt with. He was already so desperately low.
Oh
Rue
my
ahead of the curve, but
God, Chronicle.
still picks him up. Now just one away from that Rolling
Wow.
Thunder and one pick away from putting double digits on the board. There's Rolling Thunder online one way or another. And Miniboo doesn't stand the greatest chance of taking this across the line. I don't know how far away Crashies is from those salvos, but I think they'll be online fairly soon. Even as Miniboo continues to chip away at this task, it's like Atlas, it will never end. Certainly not in his favor, as the players continue to be picked off. Salvos
Welcome to
come online.
Tejo.
Time keeps ticking.
I mean,
and
he
it's
probably
still
lost regardless,
not
but-
halfway. Beautifully played, no matter how strong Miniboo is in those fights. FNATIC had all they needed to put 10-5 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you can
Wait.
kind of see why those nerfs are coming.
Wasn't it like 4-2 or 5-2 and I was saying like Heretics are going to win 2-0?
Sort of time that could just be
I think it might have been 5-2
Crashies
and now it's
alone in
10-5.
Stage 1 and Stage 2
What does that mean, how?
of last year. Well, the reason
How do
they
you have
won it
hands? You just do.
was because of this squad in front of them.
Or blessed.
Even if internationally they did better. Kayak, he definitely knows that there's a target to be had, and well, is waiting for Rienz to make his move. So aware of these positions,
What?
and even under pressure, he's still landing the shots. Boo is all
What
that's
a
left.
crazy game.
Spike planted.
This rifle recovered.
Don't get rage baited,
Miniboo
McGetty.
managed
Don't
to
get rage
chip
baited.
away
He's
at them
rage baiting
last
you.
time, but what stopped him? It was the salvos, and guess who's still online, still alive? Now, salvos aren't there. just yet, but we've seen it. They'll be ticking away in the background and other players throwing themselves at this fight. Boo would have to root Crashies out first. He has found him and taken him down. Recovered the weapon for the magazine, finds his third, now it's down to one! A few shots away from an
Oh my god, Boaster
unbelievable
shed a tear.
clutch,
Boaster
but
shed a tear right there for a
pulls
second.
FNATIC
Holy
across the line. In their last match, Kayak won 80% of opening duels against Miniboo. Like, unbelievable to see this guy go head-to-head with a
But
player
like
that
me
many
saying
in the world
that
have
will
learned
deter
to
people
fear.
from saying
But he
nice
does seem
things.
to be
Because I
his
gave it like a
kryptonite.
snarky,
11
sarcastic
rounds on the board
response.
for FNATIC, and something
But like if
has
I
gotta
agreed with
change
him
for Heretics.
genuinely,
They've got ultimates, rolling
like it would be
thunder
more
and orbital
encouraging, you
strike
know?
coming into this
Just the
round.
fact that I
And on
responded
attack
that way,
side,
people
that
are
can be
less
used to
likely to make
great
nice
effect,
comments.
to take
I just want
space
to point
and
that out.
deny in
I'm
that
being
post
aware.
plan. Here on the defense, well, you've got to have players
So I
left
am
alive,
actually
right?
a part of the
FNATIC have been
problem.
so good at pushing
No
and
joke.
pulling this map that Heretics can't feel certain that off one piece of contact
And then this
they can throw everything
This guy
at it.
said if
It's a
you
little
agree,
harder
if
to
you
find the
agreed,
space
you'd be
to
a
use it.
glazer too.
Got the
See,
camouflage
it's just
cam.
like we need to live in a more
The other side,
positive
you've got
world,
the
bro.
aggressive
Why am I
feed
being
coming up,
snarky and sarcastic? Because it's
Definitely
funny.
been having a struggle
But-
so far on this Teo.
I don't know.
Someone we
I got
know
no
that
answers.
normally individually sound has not
At least
won a
we're
lot of
aware.
these opening fights, but will take Boaster out. The orbital strike gone, and so are the smokes.
Hasn't deterred them. Salvos force players to the open, the smoke shielding them for now. Alpha Air picked off going up into heaven, and now, well, even orbital strike committed. 5 versus 3, 25 seconds on the clock when that ult is taken out. I'm a little surprised. The respect being shown, perhaps for good reason, but they dropped Kayak right away. 10 seconds, salvos to deny, and the round is already done. If this spike makes it down, I will be very surprised indeed. And I suppose it does make it down onto the floor, but not planted. Chronicle to save his weapon. And a round back for Heretics.
Crashy paid off the Riot devs? That's
think
the
with
craziest
other
part of the whole
ultimates
Tier 2
online and
thing.
coming
That the
online,
Riot
making
devs
sure that
are
the cycle
supposedly
of those
involved.
ults is-
Look at the value found in the last half. Certainly far from an easy round. Trap already destroyed. Benji will be under pressure anytime now. An ultimate put into play. Kayak on his way straight through. There it is activated. But Miniboo's the first to draw blood. It's Benji under the pressure as predicted. Miniboo to fall as well. Numbers kept even, but the attack side has space. Rolling Thunder keeps the spike in the defender's hands. They've got it dropped in towards main for now,
Alpha.
but Alpha Air with a quick
GG,
double
bro.
puts
GG.
this one to bed, smoking off the spike and taking it from under Rien's nose, and now a 1 versus 3. A big play coming in as well. Down below you can see that Alpha is lurking, making his way around to close this out from behind.
Damn,
Rien's
the
worried
flank?
about the players in main. Now he's got an idea
Damn,
though.
he knew
Alpha
too.
hits the shot anyways, returning to that first half form.
Well, for Heretics,
Imagine getting
it is a mixed
$100,000
bag,
for
but
throwing
you've
a
got an
Challengers
operator
game, dude. That is
alongside
unreal money.
ultimate for Miniboo. It feels like they've almost put all their eggs in one basket. He's dead immediately. Alpha here again with the
I mean,
opener.
yeah, I don't know the extent of it.
I was saying earlier, you can't take anything away from him. His utility so important here on the attack, but now he's starting to claim a name for himself with the gun in hand. I think just one behind Kayak in terms of frags. Like just a matched up there. Benji down on the ground, and the dominoes all falling in favor of FNATIC. Boo, even lost on that south
Someone
side
said it's
push.
getting taxed,
There's
though.
almost nothing
What the
to fall
fuck?
back on here. They've at least
This guy's stealing
dealt with
money and
Alpha
worried
here,
about the
but let's be
taxes still.
honest, there's very little when it comes to weakness here on the FNATIC side. I think Boaster one away from having, in fact, there it
GG.
is, the same amount
That was
of
I don't
kills
know. I don't know
as
what to
the
make of
last
this
time
map. It was
these
so
two met
chaotic.
in a series.
I don't know what to make of it. It was so
This is a
chaotic.
FNATIC fired
That was
up
so
in
chaotic.
the upper bracket finals, and now one map to the good to start us off. But it's FNATIC who are taking some space.
Tarik
some
had Pro
ground.
City and
The
rejected
two
me
being
from
pushed,
playing.
but
I've
Heretics
orchestrated
are
everything.
Benji Fishy
Bro, we didn't reject
watching
you from
that
Pro City. You
alongside
didn't meet the
Boo,
criteria.
and
You were
they'll
not
find
tall
the
enough to
opening
play
pick
in the
as a
league.
result. They even suspect
Don't get
they
mad at
lost
me,
alone,
dude.
but Crashies buys
I'm
his
just a
time.
fucking messenger.
Fortunately, Alpha's isolated. He's still alive. One shot left, and he'll be executed from behind. Does well, though, to find his one there. Still a disadvantage for FNATIC.
Alpha here playing yellow.
That was
only
weird?
getting one
You're
kill.
weird,
Can't
Dasner.
believe
It's
it.
okay, though.
Thought he'd have at least 2. Boaster under serious pressure. Wingman can get the plant in. And
Watch the game. Fuck the game, dude.
gives the space
Who's
for the
throwing
others to
these
push.
matches?
They've
Let's
spotted
figure it out right now,
Crashies
dude. I've had
flank.
enough.
Both
I want
players
names, dude.
on FNATIC completely
If Baby J
isolated.
and
Both pistols went their
if
way
Baby
in the
J,
last
T-Dog, or
round. They've
Dasner
got
for
them that
affiliated,
extra little
I'll be very
bonus of a
disappointed.
storm. Well, maybe this one still has some legs in it. 2 quick kills.
Okay, let's be honest, guys. Start throwing some names out there. Who do you not put it past? Okay, we should focus.
Gonna be caught out. Rian's the one to take him down. And
Crashies?
now Crashy's all alone. And they're lined up. The high-low setup almost isolates one. The shot's not quite landing. 4, 3, 2.
Low key,
left,
he's
and
peeking
out.
and crouching.
Reload, they'll swing on, but that's a mistake. Unfortunately, time is too far gone at
I'm
this
just kidding.
point.
Don't throw names out there. It's GMD.
Pulls it across the line with 1-0.
I feel like GMD's definitely throwing a couple, but he won't get caught. He's probably smart. He probably hit his trail.
We've seen Heretics do more with less, even just in the previous round, or previous map, I should say.
Drone is down.
FNATIC with their rifles in hand. I've already sensed that presence towards the A
I
side.
stopped watching challengers because I knew something was fishy. Exactly. The games got boring, bro. One team's getting dumpstered.
Some resistance, but
I knew all
think, are
along.
playing this is a fake. Drone and flash go up. Players spotted, noise still being made, but now the rotation back around to the B site, and indeed because of the space taken, front yellow watched by Benji, back by Boo. It's not been abandoned completely.
30 seconds left.
There's a jiggle peek coming in through mid, and I think that with no execution of that utility, that fake was not the greatest solve. No one's really fallen for that, but there isn't much in terms of denial. They've already
Bonus
used
for
some of that
Heretics.
extra utility, and instead it's a slightly different plant. But Wingman's been dropped 12 seconds. Now that attack side has to get moving. They need to move forward and get somebody to try and plant that spike, and the fights are not going
Time?
their way. Still,
They have time, they have time.
To plant, and within the last
Cover?
second, they're going to attempt it, but there are players peeking
Nice
in.
try.
The plant will go down, but Kayak is quick to make sure.
Obviously a pretty intense read on this peak coming through middle. You can see that it's a high-low setup late into the round. They put pressure on B. They show
KC,
tails, so
MIBR,
that
Crew,
somebody
G2,
goes for that
Paper
mid-impression.
X. Oh, my bad. Everyone plays Harbor on
Doesn't
Icebox.
really come through. You could
He has his
consider
name
what
every
we just saw
team.
from Chronicle there, kind of.
But look at where they pushed to, though. Like, Benji just got killed from a guy all the way up, deep in towards that A side of the map. But luckily, there's been a response. Again, the goal on this side has always been to delay, but Minibu has decided, you know what, I'm not going to give them that opportunity. I'm going to try and get up in their face. Plant will go down. Armageddon a little bit further up behind, was hoping to force them forward, but with the space already taken by Minibu, they weren't too wary about it. Still looking to hold on to that back.
They don't know about him,
Kayak
huh?
Is the snake in the grass, the second layer to this
Well, he
rotation,
doesn't
and it
know.
seems like at this stage, the attack are completely unaware that there is another player coming in from behind.
They have no idea. And now even less so, looking for that retake, looking for the fight. Alpha, 8 HP.
Oh my God, Woot.
On Kayak's head, but manages to find one. Alpha buys that little bit of space. The
Good job to break the wall
not
right away.
Quite lasting as long as it needed to. I think I'd be with you. Kayak's flank could have had so much more value, but a few early peaks by Heretics get them across the line. Pistols for FNATIC, a
Alpha?
light buy across the board. And it's Alpha here, Marshall in hand, the biggest
From mid?
investment. Bar the Stinger, I
Bomb is
suppose,
down.
for that defense.
Boo,
It's
searching.
managed to draw blood early. Still so much to worry about, and in particular, the outlaw in Minibu's hands. A double barrel operator in effect, with nobody having heavy shields. Everyone is squishy. Everyone's a free kill, but he's got to land his shot. And now
That
he's
shot
down to
on
just 50.
Snow is weird because the elevation.
Yeah, we'll get some of his health back. Live to fight another day.
The crosshair
and Minibu's
placement's
being left
fucked up.
behind. It's mainly, again, because this secondary lurk, this additional player of Boo, has taken a lot of space over on that A site.
Uh-oh.
The problem, though, is that they are losing members. A 5 versus 3. Drone from Crash, he's just
Boo.
waiting, knowing that there was
Yeah,
a guy on the
true.
other side, and now
Yeah,
going to
tail
try
rock.
and slow them down as the full force of
And Molly.
FNATIC looks to rotate into this side of the map.
Really good
This
stall.
could be a strong
No, he
start to
planted.
the attacking side, but they're being chipped away.
How do they play this
by
post plan?
FNATIC
3v5,
early
they're
on.
getting flanked.
A chance remaining for the defensive side. An early flank yet again. Guess who
They're
it
waiting
is?
for the flank.
Kayak wrapping up behind.
They're making
Hasn't
good
been
distraction
spotted.
for Sage, I'm not
There's
gonna lie.
presence being shown by
Distraction has been
FNATIC.
good.
They haven't committed
They need to
just
do more.
yet. Those weaker weapons
Here it
hesitant
is.
to take the fight. Will
They did a
Heretics
good
worry about
distraction,
their
bro. They
back
did a
in
really
time?
good
No, they won't.
distraction.
Kayak strikes, picks off the first.
Whoa,
They're
whoa, whoa.
managing to hold the line against the onslaught from Spawn. Kayak, the man with the rifle, buys time,
Oh,
grabs
Crashies got
their
him.
attention, and
Oh my God, that was
Crashies
confusing,
takes
but
them both
they could have
out
won that,
with
Heretics. Nice
plenty
try.
of time for the defuse. 100% with you there, Tom. I think that is the biggest downfall of that attack side in those 2 rounds we saw. The one that came close and this one here that fell, that crumbled. Kayak's being allowed to wrap behind him. Benji going down early. Ew, we can't see that repeated.
Ace has a lot of verticality. Verticality, so duelist space creation is mad.
It's not just like, oh,
the site is also very small, right?
They're actively looking for Benji so that they can have those flanks. So
but it is nice when you have like a KO and like a Gecko, and you have a Jet dashing in with the 2 flashes. Like that shit is hard to stop. Oh, good clear. Good lineup. Wait, he got 1. I thought he got 2.
He's dealt with after 1, and Heretics finding these close range 1v1s, XV1s in fact. They've managed to recover themselves some rifles.
Oh, they faked the wingman?
And look at the space on B.
They faked the wingman.
Yeah, this has been another thing to talk about, is that the amount of space they've been able to get on B at times has been intentional, and there's been just util thrown into delay. But this round was just a single rifle for
KJ's gonna have ults.
Heretics.
They have KJ ult for post.
Done incredibly well. Like him and Benji both
Alpha has it as well though. So I imagine they just trade it, or maybe Alpha waits. Benji should wait for Alpha. I think that's how it should work.
They now get the post plant that's been eluding.
Chad, do I start my KJ arc? It has to be time, no?
Clear everything else that remains.
Man, Boo's been
I need to play KJ. It would be fun, low key. Low key, it would be fun to play KJ.
Low
key, I don't know anything though. I don't know anything.
And in the end,
but I have to try low key, no?
This lockdown won't have his reward. Won't be able to get back into position either.
I just need some basic mollies.
Lands in time to delay.
I would get bored.
That little bit more time.
I just need some basic mollies.
They'll walk right past it, so a little bit
I
more
don't know any
space
mollies.
taken.
I need a coaching session from Inspire.
Wrapping around on yellow. Those recovered rifles now in with a chance. Alpha baits them into the open. Takes down the double. Boaster with another. And the round
they win.
falls into FNATIC's hand just about. The wingman working hard to defuse that spike as they now equalize it in FNATIC's form 3-3.
Here comes the TikTok.
Wait, get Grimwall
from Kayak. A cheeky wall.
I don't like this wall though.
Put into position, and you're not going to expect it. That mini boot.
Can't you already? Okay, not that I don't like it, but can't you already see over the wall or no?
You'd have to pre-fire.
Can't you already see over the Viper wall from the barrel?
Yeah, I think that boost has been around almost as long as TikTok.
I guess depending on the wall.
Happy to take it out. Here, you haven't seen it for a long time, though,
maybe
right?
not.
Just with
That's
the
true.
lack of Sage being put into play.
Sometimes in ranked, the Viper wall I can see over it, but maybe because the Viper is throwing a bad wall.
That one was more than enough to find the early advantage.
Oh my god, I was close. Oh my god, I was close again.
But he dodges both blasts that come his way. The op, although it's looking for the pick, it won't find Wingman. The plant in play.
This is clear.
Crash. Oh, it's got a lot of space.
They got
forcing the fights as they're out in the open and put in the dirt.
There's a bunch, yeah. There's Dre, there's Corey.
It's just like,
there's
hey guys, we don't want CNED just to play Jet every match, so we'll have CNED on Jet for once. It's like,
what the f is that, util? Holy
Stage basically still a Jet. Just
like, I tried to dash and it didn't work.
Boy, this orb is annoying. This orb is very annoying to deal with. Wow. He got the kill and got out. Well done. And Viper ults. I like it.
This is a round where Heretics don't have a lot to play with. The Viper's pit.
I like this from FNATIC, bro. This is looking nice.
But their HP decaying down.
What does Heretics do? It's unwinnable for Heretics. I'll say it. Unwinnable. Literally unwinnable.
A lot of low HP players. They have ults to play with if this even gets close. They have a res. Like, it's looking like a brutal scenario. I think you can see the defense maybe starting to question if they've gone back in the other direction, but Mini Boot immediately falling. They do manage to get the plant down. There's not really been any other positive to this round so far. Yeah, textbook attempt by Mini Boot to go running up onto rafters to take that Viper out of the pit. You know it's the spot they're likely to be in, but it's a different story altogether trying to take that pick. Rience, well, he was in a good position outside of the pit. Unfortunately, the wingman caught him. 13-5, 13-10. I'm right now.
Depends on how harsh they punish them.
13-6 victory.
I guess it just depends on the person, yeah. Some people will get scared, some people won't.
He might have found some space, but his teammate Rience did not.
Wait, I didn't see that util, but it looked good. Holy fuck.
Off early this round of all. You know, if this happened in the last, you'd shake it off. It's whatever, Benji.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, with stuff like this match fixing stuff, like let's say there's one person on a team, like let's say the whole team doesn't even know, it's just one guy that's intentionally sabotaging the rest of his teammates in the match. Like he's whiffing there, he's giving a bad comm there, and like his teammates have no idea, but he's throwing the game. Like it doesn't even have to be the whole team, you know what I'm saying?
Push him back. If it doesn't,
It doesn't even have to be the whole team. The guy could like intentionally like fuck it up on his own.
And time also becomes an issue. 2 slows and the wall available. They're walking straight into that crosshair.
That's basically what I do in ranks, but I'm trying my hardest. WJNM.
We're not getting the 3-beat of its own flawlesses, but that's a bit of a silver lining. Benji's done well. Chronicle down. Still the salvos coming into play. Crashy's got to be the most irritating Teo to play against. With the timing, Wu has found some space. Unexpected, not known, but Alfie quick on the trade.
Bro, just imagine that scenario though. Like your teammate is throwing and you have no idea. That I didn't even think about that possibility till now. Because I thought it would just be the whole team as a part of it. But there could be just one guy it over. Weren't you last place in the previous Pro City leaderboard?
Old name would have beaten that, but
I'll let you say it. No one accused me of throwing though. They just said I'm shit.
FNATIC side, it's been wonderful to see them on this kind of form, playoffs form indeed.
It really be the guy you least expect. I'll say it.
Final right now, and the grand final seemingly locked in. Big changes needed, but Heretics call a pause to seek out those answers.
I liked it. But nice try. Another escape.
This time punished quickly.
Tejo and Nest is crazy, but they have no duelist. Who's it going to be?
Making sure that he's not going to get away with too much. Clearly feeling like those light shields are in play for Heretics. Kayak has got the right read with that Outlaw in hand. And just look how much space they've got already. This time at least Benji is alive. So the turret should give them that contact. Although they've already spotted it. With how much space they've already managed to get, you can see that the FNATIC players are just waiting. They don't want to give the game away just yet.
Gonna let them fully commit their hand so they can't turn back. Here goes the ult, and now the flank from FNATIC shows its full hand.
Wow, they keep getting flanked, bro.
There's actually 2 players on the flank, and they find out the hard way.
I wonder how they're flanking them. I haven't seen it. They're breaking turret early.
Now waiting on site. I say players, it's just one. It's Boo, isolated. But he has managed to fly under the radar.
Who killed both of them? Observers, just stay on the Boo, bro. How would you switch from Boo there? How would you switch from Boo? He's behind the players.
So far, but a little more needed. There's the pick and the res, and that brings them right back into the round.
And you finally managed to
KJ else use it.
And someone brings him back to life.
Look at me, bro. I'm already a KJ main, bro. Me and Benji think the same.
The round's so much more important than anything else. Alfie are actually looking to try and play ahead of it, and he'll be dealt with by Riens. And while there's not a lot of time left, it won't matter. It takes a second pause, but there is a response.
Is it observers throwing too? They're being told to not catch the kills for money? Nah, this conspiracy goes too deep.
Let's not pretend like this is over just because this half has been fairly firmly in FNATIC's favor. This A-site has been a struggle. A lot of it has come down to delay.
Bro gets paid per word or something. Just watch the match. Put the fries in the bag, man.
Bites, salvos.
Okay.
They are a little bit earlier than what we've seen in a lot of other rounds.
I think you're very ready for it, though. Look, there's 4 players already on this side.
Boaster got that.
And they are trained in
Boaster
that
got 2.
now. As 2
oh my god.
They think it'll be a little bit more free, a little bit more open, but Heretics, well, they couldn't be more wrong. Left with just 1. He's on the ropes, quite literally, as FNATIC put to bed.
Why did I crash out on Azrex yesterday morning? Bro, don't bring that up right now.
Now guaranteed. The question is, how big will the lead be? Now, there's a reason you're seeing everybody here. You've got a Viper's Pit alongside a Hunter's Fury to work with. The Pit is the main thing. Look at the space they got in the previous round. Look how close they got to the site as FNATIC didn't look for those
the next
early
series
fights.
quickly?
Instead,
I'm low-key
waiting
down.
for the wall to fall and taking the battles after. That means to Heretics, they can get in there. They can get that Pit in play and lock down that control.
Yo, what's good,
Leaving their
Tarik? How you doing? Doing good.
passively to cover their back from Killjoy. This could be a very dangerous round, and a couple of spams, the only thing really standing in Heretics' way, and the fact that they are taking a long time. I thought
next series BBL versus Liquid
there, but they're
elimination qualification.
Outside of B. I don't know if this is going to work the way they hope it will, as FNATIC still have 4 players close by.
I think also having the drone.
Riens has Silver ults, Viper
Wingman
ults.
as well. That's important.
Mini Boo, big kill?
A quick pick, but still all of that delay
Wait,
utility
how?
is in place. 30 seconds.
How did he kill that guy there? Through wall?
The mush comes through as well. That they're having to just wait out so much different pieces of utility that a risk could do it all. Hunter's Fury thrown in.
Oh, he got a tag too.
I don't know if it's gonna
wait, 15 seconds. Someone plant this bomb, man. Oh my god, what a shot.
He might just be keeping them in the round,
wait,
the swing.
time.
Dropped once again. With 7 seconds left, Chronicle.
Oh my god! Oh, they both died. Oh no! How'd the other guy die? Oh my god.
The Heretics do get the job done.
Oh, look at that after Solus. I don't know what that
The difference
is.
though today is that I think FNATIC have done really well to sort of disorient.
Someone in chat said, nah, you can leave the Mafia. Alright, bro.
Heretics not feeling the burn just yet, as they will run it straight into their opponents. There's a lot of counter utility being put into play though. Still opportunities to try and fight this back, although has somehow managed to completely dodge that stun. He won't dodge the bullets, and what was a great start quickly diminishes into a FNATIC advantage.
I think we're going to see Chronicle having some stern words with Wingman after how it's gone for him in the pistol rounds. I don't know what's going on.
You stun me through a floor, and then you
focus on
don't
the
get
game.
him when he stood there.
You look him in the
Too many
eyes
thoughts.
and you say, I know you, I'll let you away with this one, you're my buddy. Well, a 3 versus 2, a good recovery by FNATIC, and they managed to find Benji coming up behind them. Not deal with him completely, make him a bit modest with 70
What's
HP
the little guy
remaining.
doing?
He'll back off. The world is FNATIC's oyster. For Team Heretics, they've got to gamble.
They're gambling
Where they think
B.
the hit's coming in.
Damn. If they go A, too bad.
Patient stuff.
Does FNATIC go A? Of course they go A.
Face,
Oh my
wanting to gamble.
god, bro.
Still having the
30 seconds left.
orb available as well.
Sends YouTube videos more
Now
clips
slowly
of you than
making
the
their way
actual team.
towards
What was it?
The A site, which is completely open. Nobody even remotely close. Eventually, the realization has to come through for the
What a perfect
side of
Viper orb.
Heretics that
Lineups?
They are on the wrong side of the map, and you mentioned it, how critical
Post plant. What do we got?
will have been.
Nothing.
And how we look at
Chronicle and
Mini Boo
Boaster are
and see
low,
what
but
they can
Mini
do
Boo is
with
low
it.
as well. Everyone's kind of low a little
When it comes
bit.
to pistols, Heretics have usually been pretty good.
Oh, spotted two.
Here, FNATIC definitely upping the challenge.
There's one more
a little
below.
bit.
Does he
This
expect that?
3v2. Everyone
Nope.
tagged on that attacking side, but they've got the numbers. And the
Nice
unknown
shot.
factor, the
Nice
positions
try.
having to be cleared, swinging out from those
Big
corners.
pistol.
FNATIC with a 3rd pistol in this series.
Getting in towards that grand final. A chance
Ooh.
at the trophy. Damn,
Ooh,
nice shot from
what?
Mini Boo, but again, the first kill
Wait, one
might
more
go
here.
the way of Heretics, but the second and the third.
Nope.
In
Nice
the other
shot.
direction, Boo has picked up the mantle of his brother, trying to do that
Oh!
little bit more. Some nice shots, but the round
Wait,
still
if
looks
Benji got
favored.
one there,
The man against them, though.
Rians versus 2 is very hard. They're gonna face. I
Maybe
mean, they have no
last
wall
man you'd wanna
anyway.
come up against
They're
here.
close though. Classic.
He's up close.
Oh,
He's
back it
ahead
up.
of the curve. He's taking
You went
crashes
that
down,
far?
Runs for the hill and makes it
Wait,
round
Alpha
the
planted
corner.
right away.
Plant will come through. But a real
Turk versus Turk
chance
here.
now.
Rians
Only
versus
the one
Alpha.
swarm grenade in play. And Rians,
Alpha
I
has
like the
turret on
idea.
flank
The
though.
big wrap
Wait,
around
Alpha.
he's going for.
The King of Yellow?
Hoping to catch his opponent
He
off
only has a
guard.
classic.
Oh,
He may
Alpha's
well catch him
pushing.
off guard. Look at where Alpha's going.
I think this is too hard for
He's
Rians.
so
I'll be honest.
focused
Too hard.
on this path, on even it being a side push, but now he's spotted him. What a shot! What?
Oh, he dinked him on the first
Connects
bullet.
two to the dome
What?
of Alpha Year.
Dude!
And while the pistol
He
round
insta
may
dinked
not have
him.
fallen into their favor,
Dude,
the pistol
the
of
insta
Rians
dink.
brings this
Wait, that was
round
insane.
back into Heretics' pocket.
Oh
Unbelievable.
my god.
Yeah, the up close battle. I don't think he quite would have been right clicking.
Mini
Alpha Year
Boo
from
that
there
early.
now. FNATIC
Damn,
come through
punished.
2 rifles in play. Those players playing the pistols have a chance to buy back up here. And they'll put their money on the line
Why is
early
Mini
on,
Boo rage
not wanting to
throwing?
see
What the
that
fuck?
lead dissipate, not wanting to see Heretics 1 round away from them. And they'll still have money for the next.
Double maze?
Don't worry about that. It's not the biggest risk.
They're gonna clear
ever,
this, no?
But it gives them a huge opportunity. The opening pick already.
Aw,
There's
his
Kayak
teammate
with
died,
another
made him
Alpha,
look down, and he
returning
whiffed.
with the classic
Benji
onto
Fishy
Lou.
versus the world.
And all of a sudden,
Good luck, have
this
fun, bro.
round
Welcome to Valorant. Enjoy your stay.
little to
Tail
speak
Rockets,
about
they'll be
in
back up
favor
soon.
of
Don't worry,
FNATIC.
man.
Just 2 rifles. Now they've
Here's a
got
stage
4.
wall. Here's a Gecko Flash.
And there's only
Left,
2
right,
rifles
we're
for
everywhere.
Heretics.
Wait, how's he still
Only 2
alive?
players left standing.
Benji's held the line at least for a little bit.
Wait,
He's
his
managed to
teammate baited
find
him
the
and
gap
died.
trade.
Alpha died.
Was
Crashes
never
baited
gonna
him.
not come
Crashes
through from
baited
that
him.
position. It now leaves Boo a gap to run through, but almost seeming like suicide if he was to try and get through that gap.
That's tough round to
Knowing
lose.
there's going to be somebody
Their money's shot.
either to the left, to the right, or up above, and at the moment it seems like the majority of them, the wall's at least giving him a gap to try and find around, but he's hoping
Ooh,
for a fight.
1v3?
Just look at where
Not
FNATIC sit.
likely. Personally,
They're
I
all
stick.
back passive. waiting
playing down below
for a single tap to come through, and guess what? Those salvos are online.
And here's Trent with the rockets.
Always so irritating in these scenarios that time.
Dude, I hate when they jiggle me like this. No joke, dude. It's so fucking annoying when they just jiggle. Just peek me, you fucking bitch. Crash is playing for stats, W.
That's exactly what he'll do. The knife in the back, the thorn in the side. FNATIC, I've got 9 on that attack.
Scott would never co-sign that. In fact, I reckon he's already writing that down in his notebook. Double digits.
He's gonna give him a stern high five after this.
Bro's
game.
creating his own lore. Let me live, bro.
And Chronicle with Wingman. Big talks to be had. 9-6, double digits now, looking probable for FNATIC. And you gotta say, Tom, great course correction after that. Little bit of a bump in the road in this half.
Didn't even pick it up again, haha. Oh, that guy doesn't know. That guy said didn't even pick it up again, haha. He doesn't know. You can't pick it up anymore. They changed it.
Minibu, he's been struggling in this game. Just look at the amount of utility that's being put in. They knew exactly where he would land.
When Neon is good, it looks. I guess it's less anything, but when it's good, it looks fucking amazing. But when it's bad, it just looks silly.
Any players off this site, you had the stack. You had the players in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, you gotta run.
And that was it. That was the worry.
It's not the car, it's the driver type beat. Look at you, bro.
Ready for the fight.
Wait, they're just farming them.
Heretics with a lockdown.
Oh my god, bro.
Leaving FNATIC with double digits.
They're getting
almost
farmed
assuredly.
on.
The question was, would it be flawless? An in zone. We'll be sad to see it isn't.
All the teams played today already qualified. Next match is a qualification game.
Still though, Thrash online
this
for the next round, double digits
qualified.
And Team Heretics on that familiar scoreline of 6. It was around now. FNATIC just ran away with it. Going back to Fracture, we may see the same again. 4 players alive. Big economy round as well for that attacking side.
Building up the Heretics, but starting to question if it's too little too late. Armageddon for Crashies. They've had so many set plays around
Oh
this.
no!
He tries to run away. Oh, it's damage.
He got away.
The salvo that goes behind. Rians is just trying to dodge every single piece
He's
of
staying
utility.
up. He has Zobal, so he can play off.
On Twitter to prove like Valorant. How difficult it could be to play. He does.
What the fuck did he shoot at? Minibu, my goat. Why Minibu not shooting at them?
Now Wood's looking the wrong way.
It feels like Minibu's having a poor game and they're just losing because of that. But we can't win or lose by one guy.
Either way,
you can't blame Minibu.
Look, they're already backing off. They're already giving up that control towards the B site. Boo and Benji look to hang on to these weapons, and how quickly that round fell apart.
I mean, it's fucked, dude. Imagine you're playing A bomb set and you're just getting fucked every round. Like, it's hard to recover.
But behind it,
he needs to change something. So, in my opinion, he should get an op, or he should leave A. We need to change something. Either get an op or leave A. That's my solution.
One gap.
The tiny gap. And immediately on the way back in,
he's tried pushing out. He's tried playing back. Nothing's worked. Get him out of A or get him an op.
Throughout this matchup so far, not been able to find that same value we've seen all season. Like, you talk about Minibu being the highest ACS player. But he hasn't been in this game.
Big Boo's here.
Will at least start things off with an opening pick.
He said, "Let me take care of them."
That's Kayak gone. So the res won't be used, unfortunately.
Oh, this look is looking vicious.
That is 2 rifles, though, for Team Heretics. Boo has 1.
Is he going to clear kitchen? There's no way he clears kitchen.
The rest are sitting down with pistols.
Holy fuck, he cleared kitchen.
But spotted, and on the way back, he's dead. Dead to rights. Good spam. Good opportunity to recover a weapon. Boaster tries to be the thorn in the side, but they've abandoned that control. Heretics with a 3 versus 5 in their favor. 3 weapons as well to work with. This is all that they need, and I like this. Immediately you see Minibu back off from that fight.
This could be the round.
He doesn't need to risk it. Just spotting for the info.
3v5. Let's see how we fuck this up. Here, take this. I'm gonna fake A.
You've also got the deep alarm bot, so even though it might look like B is open for business, that will give enough information. That's why Benji hasn't gone any further forward, wanting to make sure he stays within range. This might roost them a little bit.
They're going A.
If that push-up will come in, they'll destroy the U2, and immediately, look at the rotation. Look how many people have just started running the other way. The problem is, how much time can be bought. Wu needs to just try and get one here, and he doesn't. But there's a Hunter's Fury on the other side, and that will do the job.
You got both of them.
Will clear everything out, and Boaster's late flank, well, it's too late.
Whoa. He almost gets taken down there by the Sheriff.
You went back up?
Back for more. He'll be dropped. Another point towards that Viper's pit, but another round for Team Heretics, pushing past that barrier of 6.
You see the orb is the main target, trying to continually build up the ultimates for the side of FNATIC.
Gecko ult, Sage ult,
Thrash in play.
KJ ult.
There's a lot of space that can be taken. The thing is, though, you look over on the A side, it's just a solo defender in the form of Riens. The gamble has been made that they'll be able to get in, and a lot of that will come down to having this lockdown available for Benji Fishy. They are confident in the retake, so the only goal really for Riens is, okay, spot, see if you can find information. If you get a kill on the way, fantastic. But it seems like the rotation from the defensive side actually coming a little bit earlier. They have made that realization.
Monster on the loose.
Get out, Miniboo.
And a good job that they're playing that bit more passive.
Wow.
Thrash is on its way. It's caught one, but Miniboo's down below, ready to pounce. Boaster gets caught in mid as well. Really nicely played by Heretics, covering all their bases, defending the man that got caught by the Thrash. And now 3 players.
This angle is underrated. Miniboo angle underrated. You guys see where he's playing?
To the fray.
He's playing below the rafters, so the flashes can't get him. Oh, fuck!
He's up and above. He's caught them in the
the trade.
The trade comes in quick
From the top rope.
shutting that down. Alpha all alone. He's been sensational so far.
Time? He has time? He has
the
time.
Opportunity for one, but with 12 seconds
Wait,
left,
KJ ulted?
Damn.
We had to, though, I guess. That sucks, they KJ ult. Low-key, Miniboo dying made them KJ ults. Just to be safe, right? They always say, like, always use your ults to win the rounds. But, like, when do you get greedy about it? Would this have been a good time? Maybe not.
We've already started to witness them build back into this map a little bit. Still a long way to go. 2 rounds needed for FNATIC to close this series. 3 rounds just to level it up.
Locating targets.
For the attack. Bit of a slower pace. They were kind of steamrolling Heretics in a lot of these early rounds. So now that there's a little bit of resistance, back to the drawing board.
Heretics are going for something different as well.
OKC versus New York Knicks for the wildest fanbase war. Would that be the wildest fanbase war?
As they look to take that deep control, they see nobody, and now sense it's
Isn't Boston versus New York already pretty wild, or not really?
FNATIC, utility being heard, but they're a little slow to get that plant down, and that's a problem. Heretics have now rotated thanks to that early B play. They've got 4 players in position, ready to take that space. Ult pop, believed by Miniboo. The Viper's pit from the attack, though, that's going to be tough to fight back through with Alpha instantly rezzed.
They were hoping to
How do you retake this?
Viper
roll back?
Now 1 away from the lockdown. He gets a pick, and that kill on Tim might actually end up helping out.
No
Chronicle as well, just holding
might be
the
over.
line.
It might be
Already,
over.
they're trying to get it. Actually, I think that nanosword
Booster!
but it doesn't matter. The spams have done the work anyway, and now all that remains is Boo! He's landed a multitude of kills.
Nice try,
for a little
bro.
bit more, but it was too much to ask.
That was too hard of a
1v5
post.
would have been absurd.
But it'll come to nothing. It will amount to naught if they cannot find.
I haven't seen this Viper ult in a while. Actually, no, that's not true.
This
is alarm bot on the left. We see this. We see this. This is a classic. They Viper ults, alarm bot left. He focuses right.
And FNATIC just
I think we see Bang do this as well.
From that taste.
Might be a short trip to the lower bracket.
It's only 0-4, guys.
Be right back into that grand final.
Match
but we
point.
know about the lengths you have to go through in those best of 5s. The energy they'll be thrown into it. And, well, we already saw this back at kickoff. Heretics thrown to the lower bracket, thrown to the wolves that were Team Liquid in form, and they did not come out of that lower bracket. Well, in one sense they did. Miniboo trying to get aggressive, trying to put some of that flair into play, but he's not found anything from it. Still sticks around.
Pit securing B, it's allowing them to rotate more heavily, and that's being sensed by FNATIC. Turret broken from down below. Nano active, just so Benji could clear below, but he's worried about someone being in tube, and he should be. He spotted the shoulder, spotted the elbow, and
Benji's a fucking demon, bro. Nice try, though.
But Kayak bests him, and now the
They're gonna plant top side.
seems open, but They're not committing just to it. They've heard the steps up close. They
Oh,
know
he's
that there's
tagged.
players just outside and use the slow to get themselves into
Tail
position.
ult.
The plant with 12 seconds left.
Good
the
molly.
snake bite to delay to give that bit more space, but they need to find some solid ground to fight
Oh,
from. Towards
good molly
Snowman
again.
is where they're looking, but
Wait, good
there's plenty
mollies.
of players waiting.
Good
He goes the
mollies.
Armageddon.
Good
It's got one
util.
Rios is down. Whoa, forced into the open, and now the round seems to be in
Really
Fnatic's favor.
good.
A lot of ground to cover by Mini Boo, by Boo. The pit falls, and they know where he's coming from.
Wow,
Drop
Fnatic
it
fucking
right
owned, man.
away.
Fnatic fucking owned, man.
Bound are Fnatic,
Damn,
the
dude.
first team to grace that upper spot.
Fnatic
And they do
owns.
it. Pass
Fnatic
the test of
owns.
Team Heretics with flying
Wow, what
colors.
the
Yeah, in
fuck?
this
They
case,
fucking
Lightning does
owned
not
them.
Strike twice.
For real.
Switch up the map pool, switch up the picks, and they have come out on top.